Your gadgets are like the Titanic, a total disaster.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the 2024 flicks that audiences really weren't vibing with.
And I didn't ask for this to happen to me either.
Number 10, Joker Folie à Deux. The first film in director Todd Phillips's and Oscar-winning star Joaquin Phoenix's Joker franchise certainly attracted its fair share of controversy.
Murray, one small thing.
Yeah.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
Some media outlets expressed concern over its content and influence. Still, it had its fair share of fans and it earned over $1 billion at the box office. The sequel, which saw Lady Gaga join Phoenix for a musical court drama, however, failed to put a smile on the face of very many, including fanboys.
That's entertainment.
If not even the Little Monsters showed up to a movie with Gaga starring as Harley Quinn, you know you've made some questionable decisions.
Oh, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like.
Number 9, The Strangers, Chapter 1. Before you set out to produce a trilogy back to back to back, perhaps you should make sure you've made the first installment good enough so people will want to come back for more.
Tamara here? No. We already told you there is no Tamara here.
This intended reboot of the Strangers horror franchise was based on a story by the director of the original film in the franchise, but that wasn't enough to capture its success.
Someone in the house.
And they shut the lights off.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna go find the fuse box.
While you may think that the failure of this entry would be enough to halt this franchise relaunch in its tracks, think again, because it hasn't. We have 2 other Strangers movies to look forward to. Now that's scary.
I told you there was someone in here, Ryan!
Get the door! Lock the front door!
Number 8, The Crow. 2024 was a thoroughly disappointing year when it came to alt pop stars in acting roles.
I know. They told me.
But while Joker Folie à Deux star Lady Gaga has seen success in the past in films like A Star is Born, FKA Twigs' turn in this gothic superhero thriller wasn't met with much acclaim.
Maybe. Let's see how we get along.
The reboot of the 1994 film, which saw Bill Skarsgård taking over the title role from the late Brandon Lee, was a critical and commercial failure. Considering the lengthy development time of the reimagining, which had been in the works in some form since 2008, this was a gloomy outcome for fans of the franchise.
You said I can make the wrong things right. What does that mean?
Number 7, Afraid. AI is a hot topic, and for good reasons. There are plenty of reasonable discussions to be had about the use of artificial intelligence in our everyday lives and the risks that are associated with that.
Whoa, look at that. Is that like autopilot?
You're supposed to pay attention anyway.
This horror film tackles some of the potential issues posed by AI as its plot centers around a family whose smart home starts intruding in their lives.
Hi, Marcus. Hi, Curtis. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wow.
I am the next generation of digital assistants, and I'm here to make your family's life easier.
Unfortunately, it doesn't have anything interesting to say as the movie was more paint by numbers. There was potential to present something fresh, with critics noting the rushed plotting ultimately dampened its messaging.
Dude, that's scary.
I'm sorry. I promise I won't do any more scary stuff.
No, you do you.
Number 6, Poolman. When actors take a turn behind the camera in a directorial role, the results can be mixed.
It's just so tragic.
For every Orson Welles, there's a Johnny Depp. Unfortunately for Chris Pine, his debut in the director's chair was not a successful one, with critics calling it a shrill misfire and guileless, artless nonsense.
Sorry, DB. Apologize to the hand-carved wainscoting. It's okay.
Harsh. Maybe the other Hollywood Chris will think twice before expanding their filmmaking horizons. The reviews were so poor, in fact, that Pine had to admit that critics had panned this film. He did legit worry that he made a bad movie. After revisiting the film, however, Pine said that he still loved it.
I love this film so much.
At least somebody did. Number 5. Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. After delivering one of the worst films of the previous year with the first Rebel Moon, director Zack Snyder returned only 4 months later to scar us again.
They should see there's no shame in our being here.
When we heard that Rebel Moon was originally a pitch for Schneider's take on a Star Wars film, we weren't surprised it never got off the ground in that form.
Is that right? We'll see when the job is done.
We'd rather watch the Skywalker saga than this messy slog. Believe it or not even the R-rated extended cut fixed this movie's issues. In fact, we would have preferred a shorter version.
We know what each of us must do.
Number 4. Borderlands. The profile of video game-based adaptation has been raised the past few years with the release of successful movies and television shows like The Last of Us or even the Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog movies.
So what were you expecting? A dirty little hedgehog eating berries and struggling to survive? Think again, because I am living my best life on Earth.
Because of this, it's not unreasonable to expect a bit more from Borderlands.
Can we just skip to, I don't know, whatever this is?
Helmed by horror director Eli Roth and featuring a grab bag cast including Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Hart, and Cate Blanchett, this adaptation of the first-person shooter franchise was way off the mark. Perhaps the most damaging aspect of this movie is that it's just plain boring.
Listen, I don't want to be here. Nothing personal.
Number 3. Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. Over the years, DreamWorks' first Megamind film has become something of a cult classic.
You're so predictable.
Predictable? Predictable? Oh, you call this predictable?
You're alligators, yes.
The sequel, on the other hand, is unlikely to make any lasting impression given how much it disappointed fans. The film, which dropped 14 years after the original as a streaming exclusive, lacked much of what made that movie appealing.
Chum, this is beyond embarrassing!
Sorry, sir.
The most immediately noticeable exclusion? Will Ferrell as the voice of Megamind. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall. Also absent are the voices of Tina Fey and David Cross. This movie pulls double duty as a pilot for the TV series Megamind Rules. Maybe that's better?
What an unpleasant surprise!
Number 2. Uglies. The entire concept of Uglies is just flawed from the start. You have conventionally attractive Hollywood stars playing the leads we're supposed to believe are the uglies.
We're having so much fun. Not one single person looks awkward or left out or just isn't smiling. I wish I was there so much it hurts.
Not to mention that the film's messaging seems off base and out of date in a time where there's a push to be more accepting of all body types, regardless of conventional attractiveness.
It's gotta be kind of hard to see a face like this after a month of not, you know?
At the end of the day, the visual effects, which also seem out of a prior decade, are the most ugly thing about this film. A sequel may be in the works, so maybe that will be better.
Come on, Squint, what are you gonna do? Refuse to help, not get the surgery? You'll be a freak, a total outcast.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Madam Web. Was 2024 the year we finally gave up on Sony's Spider-Man Universe?
What am I supposed to do with this?
We kind of hope so, but we really have a hard time believing that Sony sees it that way. They keep trying to make it happen, again, without Spider-Man. That's how we keep getting films like Kraven the Hunter, and what we think was the most hated film of the year in Madam Web.
Well, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like, I mean, obviously it was bad, you know.
It's possible that this movie will be reevaluated by future generations and be seen in a positive light, but we're not there yet. And unlike the previous year's Morbius, there weren't even that many memes to enjoy this time.
How is that even possible?
Was there a 2024 flick you hated more than our picks? Let us know in the comments.
My passion isn't a threat to Los Angeles. All these signs are saying my passion will save Los Angeles.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.